For DC fans, James Gunn is the savior they've been waiting for. But is he really the ideal choice at this pivotal time for the franchise? Here's why no one should trust James Gunn. As everyone knows, Marvel fans have been mocking DC supporters for the past 15 years. This is because the DCU hasn't been capable of keeping up with the MCU's ongoing popularity on a worldwide scale. Despite a few notable successes, DC was never able to escape Marvel's shadow, as every attempt of theirs to manage a linked cinematic universe lacked focus. And as a result, every successful launch eventually failed. Many people have stated that DC's variable competence and hit-or-miss performances are caused by the studio's absence of a strong leader, such as Marvel's Kevin Feige. That being said, here comes James Gunn, the genius hired by the company to recreate DC from the ground up and turn the situation around for the better. Since he and Peter Safran assumed leadership of the DC Universe as co-CEOs, many fans have praised Gunn for the DCU's new direction and the diverse slate of DC projects that are about to be released. But even before a single film has been put out, Gunn has made a number of contentious choices that have sharply divided fans. Even some people at the DC Entertainment Company have questioned his competence. Let's take a closer look at some of the shortcomings Gunn may have had in assuming control of DC. The first is obvious. His unexplainable moves have already caused a fracas among DC fans. In his first week as co-CEO of DC Studios, Gunn faced intense criticism for benching Robert Pattinson as Batman and dropping Henry Cavill as Superman.
Let's put our cards on the table here, General.
You're scared of me because you can't control me.
As a result, some DC fans publicly demanded that Gunn be fired and replaced by Zack Snyder. Fans have a lot of issues with Gunn, even though the first DC Universe film is still a few years away. This is because they can't let go of what may have been the Snyderverse. In fact, a lot of fans have actually lobbied for DC to be sold to Netflix. Now Pattinson is coming back for a Batman remake, but Gunn is considering having another Batman movie series in the DC Extended Universe alongside Pattinson's. Why would he do that? Anyway, this has led many DC fans to doubt his approach of creating two distinct yet concurrent Batmen. Henry Cavill was also instructed by the studio to reveal his return as Superman. This caused fans to become super excited, although they were disheartened almost immediately by Gunn's cancellation of Cavill's return. With all these spontaneous changes, many fans are of the opinion that James Gunn is unqualified to head a major franchise such as DC. With the Guardians of the Galaxy films being adored by fans of both sides of the comic battle, and the Peacemaker television series currently receiving high accolades, there is little question that Gunn can produce a decent superhero film or television program. He certainly can, without a doubt. However, rebuilding an entire brand is a much tougher job in contrast to directing a few box office successes. According to reports, at least one source at Warner Bros. Believes that Gunn lacks the necessary management skills to lead DC Studios and doesn't compare to Kevin Feige. The source claims that Gunn wasn't DC's first choice, and that many people at DC Studios are unimpressed with his leadership thus far. Interestingly, Joker's director Todd Phillips was first approached for the job, but he turned down the position that Gunn currently occupies. Also, it should be noted that Gunn and Safran were granted joint leadership. This suggests an absence of full confidence in Gunn and the need for a fresh perspective to counterbalance him. These assertions may not be proof in and of themselves, but they are consistent with the logical conclusion that a novice should not be tasked with reviving, rebuilding, and guiding both a battered franchise and a weary fan base into competing directly with a franchise as big as Marvel. It would also seem that Safran is being sidestepped by Gunn. Of course, Gunn isn't the only one driving, despite the fact that he has been doing the majority of the talking. though Gunn has demonstrated many great leadership traits through his directing and producing work. Who knows, James Gunn may yet prove to be the savior that DC fans have been hoping for. We can only wait and see how he does in the coming years. In other news, Gunn has responded to a racist Marvel troll who was outraged with a particular casting in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I formed the Guardians, met a girl, fell in love. That girl...
The casting Marvel fans seem to be mad about is Chukwudi Iwuji playing the role of the High Evolutionary.
My sacred mission
is to create the perfect society.
He'll be facing off against the titular superhero team in the latest Marvel blockbuster. The High Evolutionary, who also happens to be Rocket's creator, is adamant about developing a unique race of improved beings, and the Guardians are keen on foiling his plans. Now, Gunn recently welcomed Iwuji's arrival into the Marvel Cinematic Universe by uploading a picture of the High Evolutionary on social media with the accompanying tagline, "I can't wait for you all to meet this guy." Shortly after, Gunn's comment section was loaded with several Marvel fans who threw racist shots and berated the casting of Iwuji. For those who don't know, Chukwudi Iwuji is a Nigerian-British actor who's also an affiliated artist of the Royal Shakespeare Company, and his acting prompted a troll to write on Instagram, "Damn it, another white guy they made into a black guy." Most Guardians of the Galaxy fans will recall that the High Evolutionary appears in the comics as a purple android-like character, not black. Another fan commented, "Sad and pitiful. They're choosing based on race and what is politically correct, rather than what it is and what is accepted." Upon seeing the fans' distasteful comments, Gunn's responded by saying he chose the best actor. He also says he believes that Chukwudi Iwuji is the best person for the job. Gunn was also quick to point out that the High Evolutionary is always covered in purple, so why would it matter to the fans if a black actor was chosen to play the part? Iwuji himself isn't bothered about what the fans think of him being Gunn's first choice for the role. He isn't a household name yet, but his role in a movie as big as Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will surely put him on the map.
The perfect society.
He didn't want to make things perfect.
As you would expect, the Nigerian-born actor is more than happy that James Gunn gave him the part. Well, at least that makes one person who can trust James Gunn's decisions. In a recent interview, an excited Iwuji described the High Evolutionary as narcissistic, sociopathic, but very charming. The nationwide premiere of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is set for May 5th, 2023. Let's see how that goes.